Are we live?
I think we are live. Pretty sure we are live.
What
Please
dimension are
tell
we?
us.
What dimension is this?
Well, I think we're back to the regular dimension now. Um,
Hmm.
it's about time we're back. It's been
Hmm. Hmm.
hundreds of years we've been
Hmm.
side questing in the winter dimension, the
Hmm.
hell dimension, just getting all the quests done. Pokemon is too easy, too boring.
Hmm.
So we
Hmm.
had a little NPC walk up to us and start giving us side quests, and we couldn't say no.
Man, you
But
sure
well,
have aged a lot.
yeah, it's been pretty arduous. My mana is low.
Hmm.
Hopefully the chat can bring it back up because that last fire demon we were killing, dude, that cold spell you casted was crazy, fool. I wish everyone could have seen it, but they're not wizards, so they couldn't be in the same dimension as us. This sucks.
Hey, let me ask you a personal question. You got a wizard baddie over there?
Yeah, she's got a bigger, longer beard than I do.
Nice.
Pretty hot,
Love
right?
that.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
She's a
Mm.
beauty. She's half goblin, half troll.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude. I don't know. I don't know. I had a good day. I found the stick.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You finally found one that is able to handle your powerful spells.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
good.
But I just been doing side quests this whole time, dude. I can't be bothered with Pokemon. As you can
Mm-hmm.
see, I've also aged because even though it's only been a week, I've traveled through so many parallel timelines that I've lived 100 lives, and in none of those lives did I own a binder.
Mm-hmm.
Zero.
There's not
So,
even binders in other dimensions. It's actually way better than this dimension. This might be the worst dimension because there's
mm-hmm.
so many binders, so many graded guards,
Yeah,
so
where?
many ways to display dust. And in other dimensions, there's just fire breathing dragons and princess baddies. It really kind of sucks here.
I I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I just really don't believe you have a wench.
Oh, you don't think I have a winch?
You just look frail and like
Bro,
old,
with,
kind of like gay
with
Santa.
with this clout, you don't think I can pull me a local winch
Oh,
down at the pub?
oh, his mana is powerful.
What are you talking about, fool?
Chat, his mana is extremely powerful.
This is how I cast spells.
Okay, all right. Um, well, once again, we are here for another episode of Interdimensional Hour with
Mm-hmm.
two jokers. Today, we have a wonderful show for you. We're going to keep it light, we're going to keep it whimsy. And Jake Smith has a couple things he wants to get off his chest.
Mm-hmm.
Not the treasure chest, that's his real chest.
No,
Thank you,
nobody can have
everybody, for.
access. No
Yeah,
one can look
anyway,
in there.
let's get to the shits, boy, because I got 15 minutes before I got to teleport the fuck out of here. Let's get
Mm-hmm.
to the shits. What's on your mind, Big Wiz? What's going on?
Well, first I've been perfecting a time spell that will make 15 minutes actually 2 hours. So I'm gonna be trying to cast that 15 minutes in. Try to keep you in here, keep you young. The reverse is aging too, so I thought I'd add that into the spell. Thought that'd be
Mm-hmm.
pretty helpful for ye. So you're looking pretty old over there, dude. A
I
lot
am
of
looking pretty old.
side quests going on in your life.
No, I actually feel younger than ever
Hmm.
because me and my wench, we have a lovely relationship. Okay, let's get to the shits.
Mm-hmm.
Jake Smith, how are you? How's your mental health? Let's start it off with our favorite segment, hobby therapy.
Thank you.
What's going on? How are you as a business and of course as a man? Go ahead.
Well, as you can tell by my beautiful beard,
Mm-hmm.
I have never looked a day younger in my life. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm happy to have you all here with us tonight on this special, whimsical episode. I'm doing good. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't aged a day over 29. I promise this was just all from spanning the galaxy, multiple dimensions. We've been gone a long time, even though it doesn't feel like that long.
Have you been on a side quest recently, or no?
Yes, yes. I
What? What have you been
recently,
up to other than grading Yu-Gi-Oh? What was your latest side quest?
well, recently all the homies went to Chicago, and I teleported there. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
no need for a plane because I do have magical powers.
Spells.
I got there, and with me, I brought my entire inventory of Pokemon, and I met a mystical elf named James, who lives in an amazing country called ZNG Emporium. And
Mm-hmm.
I, dost thou, just sent him all my dust, and he will be auctioning them. They're already up. Great business. They're already being auctioned, ending in 6 days. And you all, I hope, will go and purchase, or else I will be forced to go and do other side quests like collecting $1 Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh cards, um, collecting One Piece in a binder.
Actually been doing that. I've been doing that.
It's a good
Yu-Gi-Oh!
side quest.
It's
Yep.
fun. You just buy stuff for $1. It's your favorite art. It's super shiny. It's $1.
hmm
It's pretty good. Cool, 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 cool.
Yeah, so I'm actually feeling more whimsical than I've ever felt in my life, my very short life,
Yeah,
and that's all due to ZNG Emporium, a beautiful,
yeah.
beautiful, handsome man with pointy ears. If y'all
Hmm.
didn't know he was an elf, he does hide it well. But yeah, how are you, dude? I mean, your beard has grown quite the length. And
Yeah,
did you pick up that headpiece, that wizard hat from another dimension as well? Does it have magical powers? No. Oh,
yes. Stay tuned. Lock in, chat. Here's the thing. It falls off. Okay. I
sheesh.
defeated a wizard in Dimension 8, and I took his hat, but the problem it keep falling off because my head is too big due to
Mm,
the IQ. Okay, moving on. Jake Smith. This is serious. This is a real thing. This is not a joke.
hmm Not at all.
Are you ever coming back to the main quest of being the greatest Pokemon TCG trainer and completing English Watson? Are you
Mm.
coming back to the main role, or are you going to continue running away from your destiny?
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, the main quest of collecting English Watsy first eds and tens is pretty much out of here because everything in vintage is going up for whatever reason. I didn't know that people liked that stuff again, but apparently they will pay 3,500 for a Heracross. That was that's only happening in this dimension, by the way. We couldn't find anyone desperate enough to pay that money for a Heracross in any other timeline that I've found. Um, the Orc and Goblin interdimensional place is it's pretty close, but humans humans are taking it home collecting Watsy. So I think all those prices are getting out of hand, and I won't ever be able to do my main quest anymore. So probably just going to
Mm-hmm.
keep picking up these side quests. They're
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
more
because
fun.
the side quests get you the consistent income to buy all the different potions and to drink me wine with me wench. So Pokemon's just really not cutting it right now.
hmm
As far as potion providing. But I will say this: I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been a little bit of a movement. Okay, and I don't
Okay.
want to draw any big conclusions, not financial advice, but we go into the fucking moon. I
Mm.
think you don't have to be a wizard to go to the moon. All you have to do is climb on a 151 Chari and ride that circuit all the way up.
Just fly on up there. Yeah, we really got to work on a potion to make your head a little smaller. Oh, there we go.
It's the intelligence. It's the reason. Okay.
Mhm. Off
Now
the
here's the
charts.
thing. Here's the thing, folks. I'm hot because after all the scrolls and all the potions and all the forest mushrooms that I consumed, I still could not become wise enough to hold on to an English full art. And when I consulted the sage, the oracle of the forest, she beat me with her staff because I literally should have my head teleported to another dimension for selling an English full art Charizard for 325.
Mhm.
Chat, I thought I was rich. I thought 325. Oh my god, you'd have to be handicapped to buy this at 325. But come to find out, I was the one that was mentally handicapped because
Yep.
the card recently sold for $1,000. Now, if I'm a professional wizard, how did I miss $750 in profit that could have easily gone to me wench and her
Mhm.
potion making and her rug making? You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm coming from?
Mhm. Yeah,
I'm hot.
she's a very kind wench and really does need a new iPad. The way she's currently making potions is just not it. It's like an old wooden bowl, just making an old cauldron making potions, dude.
How come I can never time the market perfectly? You know, it's like the minute I sell, we moon, and the minute I'm all set, we moon, and the minute I'm engaged, we drop.
Mhm.
And I just don't know why I'm so bad at this. You know what I mean? Like what I'm supposed to be a full-time hobbyist. I'm supposed to be a pillar. What's it called? A pillar supporter or whatever games are called.
Mhm.
How come I don't know nothing and always sell at the wrong time? That's my question to you,
But I
Big
think the
Wiz.
problem is you like the wrong scrolls. Like you want to find rare artifacts that cast amazing spells that not many other wizards can get their hands on. But the problem is there's just millions of new wizards out there
Mm,
that think, the base frost spell is the coolest one. Like, oh, I shot an icicle. That's amazing. Isn't that cool, everyone? And everyone's like, oh yeah, it's cool. But there's 8,000 icicles out there, and there's just a bunch of novice wizards buying these cheap spells, dude, and putting graded guards on the spells so the spells don't get hurt by
yeah,
fire spells or anything,
yeah.
you
And
know?
a lot of
Yeah.
these new wizards, they're just better wizards, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Like they're just good at it. Like I hate to give him credit, but Cash Collectible,
Mm-hmm.
he's good. You
Great
know,
wizard.
he's good at wizarding. You
Mm-hmm.
know, watching him work is like watching Mozart compose his final symphony.
Mm-hmm.
Watching that man window shop the different auction sites has made me realize that he's a higher wizard. Yeah,
A grand wizard.
great man. Um, but yeah, the new generation of wizards is coming, dude. So we better find a good stick because I tell you what,
Mm-hmm.
I still got wizard bills. You know what I'm saying
I
these
still haven't
cats
even
ain't
found
cheap.
my stick. I can I can only go into other dimensions, dude. I suck at casting a fireball. I can't control my
Hmm.
mana at all.
Do we have any topics, dude? What else is going on, dude? Because honestly, look, here's the thing, bro. I generally feel a little bit more positive about the hobby. Not gonna
Mm-hmm.
lie, I've been frequently certain websites that you're not supposed to frequent, and I've been looking around, and my head has been coming up with plays.
Oh,
It's like a little like a tree that was cut down, but now little flowers are growing. I'm not fully a tree yet, but at least I can see the sun. Okay. Now, how do you feel currently? Are you completely all set? Are you a full business? Are you juiced? Are you collecting? Or are you just full side quest? I mean, by your appearance, I have my guess, but go ahead.
yeah. Mainly side questing. I think all my collecting right now is a side quest as well, because if I was main questing, I'd be buying 151 alt arts and just hoarding them as well as sealed, because that's just what everyone likes.
So you think 151 is it?
Yep, yep. After 151, we got a Shutter Darren.
Okay. So you got one more
Uh,
good set in you, 151, and then that's it.
well, I'm liking this new Pikachu set. I don't know how people are currently feeling about not being able to read their cards, but I do like looking at the Pikachu cards, even though I can't read that it's a Pikachu. You kind of have to look at the art for that. But I have been going hard in the paint. I knew my main quest currently is buying as many Pikachus as possible in the original language and seeing if people still like it. And if they don't, I'll just break even and keep, grading English. I think that's actually the main site or the main quest we're doing right now is just grading English, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You don't buy WotC, you don't buy nothing. Just did it come out in the last year and can you read it? That's the two most important fundamentals of this hobby in this dimension currently, I believe, from all my questing. But I'm picking up things here and there, rare unlimmy stuff, um, picking up some Yugi. I do currently have your Grail, an ultimate rare Jinzo, in my possession.
Yeah.
Um, does
Yeah.
that how does that make you feel?
No, no, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm not putting any money in Yu-Gi-Oh because it's like infinitely hard to get money out if you need it. And
Mm-hmm.
me being so busy with side quests and with my own lore and stuff, I need liquidity, dude. Like, don't get me wrong. I think you caught a stupid spellbinding lick. I'll tell you that for the way you paid for the OT. But do I want to tie up my money infinitely with no upside for years and years now?
Hmm.
But
Yeah, that's just me. That's the only way I can enjoy side questing these days is buying stuff that apparently thousands and thousands of people don't care enough to buy. Um, and I guess you're kind of the same way. I mean, I thought you were going to keep the Chari because of all the memories. I spawned a 151 pack out of thin air. You were surprised by that. You hadn't seen a spell that high in power before,
no, and
and then
I always brick in modern too. That was the
mm-hmm.
only time I ever hit anything was that Chari. But listen, bro, to be honest, I thought 325 was a really good price. I was in for 15 thanks to your
Oh, that was a
nobility.
crazy
I thought it
price.
was a crazy stupid lick to make 700x. But maybe I was wrong. I should have held for the 7,000x because we are in a whimsical forest where nothing makes sense and everyone's eating shrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, I want to talk a little bit about Pokemon scams.
What
Okay,
brings
this
that
is
up?
not drink your potion,
Yeah, potion break.
relax.
Sorry, guys.
We're gonna get scammed, guys. Everybody gets scammed. Okay, don't be stupid. All right, try to learn. Maybe don't. If it's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. If
Mm-hmm.
a dude has a shiny crystal Lugia for 5, it's and he tell you send me the 5, there's no way you're gonna see that 5 again. And the same thing goes for $1,000. I'll tell a very small lore story. One time I was emailed, I was told we're gonna send you a check for a service for chess lessons, right? I took the check and then I was asked for part of that money back, and then the check didn't clear and I got scammed. It's
Mm-hmm.
part of Ernie lore. I was a fucking idiot. I was a kid. But guess what? After I got scammed, it made me stronger. I ended up learning how to scam others, and I created a huge scamming empire that now has me around multiple wenches and multiple castles.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you to that original scammer for teaching me that shit ain't fair and that you got to keep your wits about you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't just leave your staff laying around either because they'll get taken
Yeah, yeah.
by a by a by a pillager.
Yep.
So
And if also you are browsing Instagram and you come up on something listed, super low, and the profile pictures of the most beautiful winch you've ever seen in your life, most likely, you're not going to be able to see the slabs that you purchased. They
Fair.
will be held at the winch's house, which is also most likely a man.
Mhm. Perfect.
So,
Well, we can go ahead and shut her down. I don't think we have nothing else to talk about unless you have something in mind. What what's on your mind this week?
um, seeing a lot of streamers hurting. It seems like the top streamers are really doing well, but all I hear about from other streamers is, oh man, this sucks right now. Um,
Hmm.
what does that mean? Does that mean anything?
About what?
Or just why are
The
why are
streamers?
streamers not you know touting that they're printing way more than me anymore?
I don't know, but I think when everybody becomes a streamer, then if you were gonna have 200 people in your stream, now four people have 50 people, right? And it
Hmm.
just dilutes because like unless you could stand out, I don't see how your stream or my stream. I mean, it's not like these dudes are wearing costumes or like they're not doing anything to stand out.
Hmm.
And a lot of, I also think people are just, people aren't stupid, man. Like people know that that's like a 50-cent card and they just, maybe they don't want to pay $3 anymore. Like, because in my opinion, a good whatnot streamer or live streamer at least has to have the illusion, the enchantment that you're getting stuff that's undervalued or that you can potentially catch a lick.
Yeah.
Because if I'm in a stream and everything is going $2 above market, why am I there? I'm checking out. I'm going to a stream that has five people where I can maybe catch a lick. So like if you're not doing giveaways and if everything's over market and mid, then what's the point of being at that stream?
Hmm.
But then if you auction a bunch of sauce and get cooked, then you got cooked. So I don't know. I kind of think like if I was a streamer, I would have sauce day, like sauce Fridays. And even if I'm getting cooked a couple $100, it keeps my streamers locked in and more juiced on my stream so that then I could dump the dog shit to them. LOL. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday.
Hmm.
Um, but I think there's some strategy to that. I think building the hype and getting people juiced, like it's an art. And I think just turning on your camera and saying your catchphrase is just not enough anymore. Um, like I think Ray is really good. Like I said that before on this channel. Like I think Ray is a great streamer, but even Ray was like it was kind of boring after a while. It's only so much you could do, and it's like 10-second interactions. It's like okay, you have this thing, bing bing bing, okay, it's sold. Like next, and it's like it's hard to for it to sound like a conversation or anything engaging. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just so quick and hype driven. So I don't know. I would
Yeah.
build the hype and build the juice and get people juiced if I was gonna do it, not just have a regular schmegular, oh another day, like another that ain't it to me. I don't know.
Yeah, and I feel like I heard something that was interesting too. Like Thrifty was saying that let's say she has like a 30-person chat or whatever, but anytime she starts like ripping product, like the chat like goes down double. So like she'll have like 15 people watching,
Mm,
like 15
mm-hmm.
people will leave once that happens. And she was also saying like old school will go on, run some cards, and then he'll have like 2 hours of people who have basically bought stuff to rip. And it's interesting to think about that because everyone is there for like their own personal reasons. Like they want to, like their mind, they're getting a good deal because they're going to buy some packs and hit big. But then also like it makes sense that like the viewership goes down because they're buying packs. But what if they're like an hour, 30 minutes into the stream? Like they're probably going to leave for now. So it's like I feel like that also just kind of hurts your viewership and maybe the algorithm in some way for like bringing new people in. but also like people will just tap into your stream, see that you have 2 hours of rips, and just leave because they want to buy raw cards. So I mean, I don't do any
Mm,
streaming, but it's
but to be fair though, I think Thrifty's thing has always been singles. So
mm-hmm,
if your player pool, if your customer base is there for singles, and that's what you built your brand on, right? When you start ripping packs, they're not there for that because you didn't build on that, right? Like
yeah,
me personally, it's the opposite. I prefer pack rips. The
mm-hmm,
only reason I want to go to Whatnot is to rip 3 packs while I'm at the casino up $600 and I don't care about 20 and I just want to have fun.
mm-hmm,
That's it. Or if I'm like at the hospital at 2 in the morning taking care of somebody and it's like, fuck it, I just ripped $20 worth of like it's very impulsive and very degen. And I think like the good streamers tap into that and the bad
mm-hmm,
streamers try to make it like a fucking like something that it's not. It's like you want people in their juice and going crazy and mashing that bid button. And if you're not doing that, you're not you're not doing it. Like I don't know. It's just the
yeah,
format of the platform is built on that.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying? Like if you want long form content, go watch Joe Rogan. But that's not, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody wants that. Some people
mm-hmm,
want shorts and clips or whatever. So for me, like it's the opposite. I'm the person that leaves when Thrifty's doing the singles. And I prefer the streamer to just be packs only. Maybe
yeah,
run like 5 minutes of 151, 5 minutes of Crown Phoenix, 5 minutes of like that's because that's what I'm in the platform for. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I
yeah,
don't want singles that I can't grade for over market. Like I just it's boring. And a lot of
mm-hmm,
times it's a lot of dust, bro. It's like the 151 brick hollows.
mm-hmm.
Like Yance dip, and not just
Kabutop's
Thrifty,
hollow.
everybody. Dude, Ray was rating Moltres V or some shit. That's just mid.
Mm-hmm.
But he got $4 or $7 for it, so he's printing. Um
Yeah, that's wild. That's the thing is like whenever you are hitting like the 50 cent cards at like $4 to $7, you're printing. It's like
yeah,
ridiculous.
he's getting $7 for a Moltres V all day. And
Mm-hmm.
obviously I don't think that's a good buy. I think the person buying it will come to find out it's not a good buy,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe it'll go to 1,000 like the Charizard. So I don't know. I don't even feel like people are scamming anymore because really this whole thing is a whimsical forest full
Mm-hmm.
of pranksters, ghouls, and elves, and you don't fucking know what's gonna move. You really
Yep.
just don't. So yeah,
Speaking of mooning, the vendor POV stuff, like content, do you think that's peaked out? Do you think that's pretty mooned out, or do you think people who do that have room to grow? Because I watched like a couple videos and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then, I tapped out of vending entirely and I can't even watch, even if it's the most interesting person in the world, I can't watch vendor POVs. Like they're just super, super boring to me.
it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah. It's like really bad. But I don't know. People seem to like it, but um, I don't see how. Maybe it's like they're like looking at it and like enjoying, like, oh, so that's what the market on that card is now. Someone bought it, like, oh, this card's selling. I don't know what people are drawn to by that.
I think it's kind of like Shark Tank. Like why do people like Shark Tank? Right? People go, they pitch a business, and then you from home get to play armchair quarterback and judge not only the people pitching the business, but the millionaires. Like you're just sitting at home judging both sides of the equation
Right.
when it's like you don't know shit about nothing. You're not a millionaire or a business owner, but it's kind of the same thing. Like the person that's watching that, right? Like when we watch vendor POV, we just see people getting hit over the head, like literally,
Yeah.
like, yo, you got head cracked for $75 extra.
Yeah.
And you're shaking the dude's hand, like, yeah, congratulations, buddy. Let me take a picture. Like, what the fuck? Right.
Yeah.
But then you got the complete beginners, like my homies that are starting their binders and shit, that to them, they don't know anything. They don't have any other reference point
Hmm.
than that video. So to them, it's like, oh, that guy got an Umbreon for 1,300. Wow, that's a cool card. Like I want it. Like like how a
Yeah.
casual interacts with something is more like discovery. It's more curiosity. Versus for us, we're more comparing because that's our job. So we're like, ooh, he got head cracked. Like he lost. Or
But
bro, some of the trades this guy Bulbasaur gets is like insanity, bro.
yeah, yeah,
Some of
yeah.
the trades, like, yeah, okay, guys. So we traded in a first edition LOB Blue Eyes first edition Charizard, a working kidney, and in exchange we traded it for this one raw card. All right, thank you very much. And it's like,
Hmm.
damn, dude, like you just gave this dude 4,800 for like a raw card, like, and dude's like, I don't know,
I mean,
man.
it shows too because he was doing those. I mean, he had a line out the door for him, obviously, but it was like this 3 slab mystery bags for $60, and like there was like I was counting like the average like market price of what people were pulling, and it was like around like $100. I don't think people watching that realize like for him to be able to do that price point, he's either using it as like a loss leader to get people in, or he's absolutely killing people in trades to make a profit on those cards. So it's like I
Right,
don't know,
like that's what
like
I'm
people see
saying.
like, oh my god, that pack was amazing, and I'm like, oh shit, that was dark. He just did that he gave those 3 slabs away and still made a profit. The underside of the hobby is dark right now with people just fire selling collections to this guy. Um, but it's interesting. He does he's a killer, dude. He's doing a good job at you know
I don't know.
making
I don't
money in
think.
the hob.
I guess I just think about things sometimes from a different perspective because everyone just like looks at it one way. Like everybody is so caught up on what content he's making. I
Hmm.
just look at it more like he's making watchable content. Maybe not rewatchable, but we can
Yeah.
all agree that it's a watchable thing. It's kind of like America's funniest home videos. It's like you're not binge watching like hours of that. Maybe you are once a lifetime when you're depressed or something, but like for the most part, you'll watch a little bit at the dentist and then you're fucking good because it's repetitive, right?
Hmm.
But that's what content seems to be now. It seems to be all about the revolving 60-second TikTok and the repetitive. Like how many, bro? There's this dude called I'm 40. All he does is trash talk and shoot the basketball. And
Hmm.
he has a shirt on that says I'm 40. Every video is exactly the same. It's hilarious though.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
dude's like, he pulls up to the court, he puts some brand new Yeezys, and he says some funny shit, and it lasts 40 seconds, and he has 1,000 videos
Yeah.
of the same exact bit, essentially, right? So Bulbasaur is not, you know, Matt Damon. He's just a dude that's making content that's reproducible, right? That people seem to gravitate towards. And to me, he kind of exposes the lack of content, right?
Hmm.
And he exposes the lack of creativity because you got a lot of these like girls shaking their booty and shit that aren't getting views like that. So
Yeah.
he's I don't want to say a pioneer, but in a way a pioneer because he made some of the first watchable Ken Golden esque, Pawn Star esque hobby content. And all he
Uh-huh.
did was turn the camera on. So it's like I'm not belittling it. Like I'm very I'm happy for him and I wish him success. But I also think like there's just a lack of business savvy and a lack of like that like visibility of those interactions to where people just kind of gravitated towards that. I think it was bigger than him in a way. I think it was something people wanted. And
Hmm.
you see it in other shows and stuff that people want to be a fly on the wall in a negotiation. So I guess that's kind of how I look at it. Like he
Yeah.
just kind of tapped into something that, and it's true, right? Because look, if you're a mirror at the con and some dudes are making a big deal, I might be like, yo, what the fuck? What's going on? What are you trading, bro?
Hmm.
So maybe it's that simple to make good content. It's just to think what's interesting to me in regular life, and then how can I make a video about that, or how can I put that on YouTube instead of trying to force, two wizards costumes or something like
Yeah.
some like
Yeah.
some
I mean,
dummies.
I do like your comparison to Pawn Stars because I guarantee every single pawn shop owner has a very hard time watching that show because they know the ins and out of the business. They know like pawn shops are really there to make money. Like they do high interest loans basically where you give them your item and they give you money, but you got to pay them back, so much more money for it really quickly or else, you just don't get your item back. And it's like the same thing with vendor POV, like you and me and I'm sure Dan and Z and G and everyone who's ever vended will they die inside watching that content because they know they've done it a million times. They know what the ins and outs are of it. Um, so it's just like, but like for this huge amount of people that,
It's
you
new.
know,
It's new.
yeah, exactly. Like
It's
just
new.
recently, Jason Page went viral. I don't know if y'all heard about this, where some girl at the Chicago Collecticon videoed him on stage, and he got 2 million views on TikTok. And most of the comments are like, "Oh my god, I remember this guy from my childhood. Oh my god, like I can't believe he still does shows. I can't believe this or that." Where like everyone in the hobby is like, I mean,
Super over
great.
it.
I'm sure he's a great guy, but
No, no,
everyone's
no, no.
pretty
Speak,
over
speak.
of Jason Page. Like of him, taking trades in for signatures and all the other crazy stuff he does. And there's millions of people out there, proven by this TikTok video, that don't even know that like who he was or that he even plays shows. So these vendor POV, like my theory on it is there's just so many people that don't even have never even been to a show or never even vended, and it's just a view into this world that a
Exactly.
lot of people are not in. And also
Exactly.
that ties into the how I have a couple friends starting binders, ripping the new sets, like just now enjoying Pokemon, even though we got in 4 years ago, they're just getting in now. And they're very whimsical about it. Like, oh my God, the Charizard card in 151 is the coolest card I've ever seen in my life. I didn't know they could make cards like that. And that just explains why there's so much demand for it, is because it's the first thing that's thrown in your face and you don't know nothing about nothing. And it's just a really cool card where it's like you and me and probably everyone in the chat's pretty jaded about that card. It's like, oh, why would you ever, other than completed a master set, or if you really enjoy the card, why would you hold on to a card or cherish a card where there's 8,000 of them and there's soon to be 12,000 of them? Like that, it's like there's nothing special or unique about that
Well, the
card.
most cherished card of all time is a PSA 9 unlimited base set Charizard, and there's about 470,000 million gazillion of those.
Mm-hmm.
So your whole point about, bro, didn't you say on this pot? I'm so tired of the pop, the pop, the pop, 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 the poppity pop, pop, pop. If somebody
Mm-hmm.
else tell me about the pop, I'm gonna go pop, pop, pop. I remember you said that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, nobody cares. It's about popularity. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now I'm gonna go off. Now you
That's that.
triggered me. So
No,
no,
that's
no,
what
no,
I'm saying this whole time.
no. You just triggered me
Oh, how? I didn't even cast a
because
spell.
Moonbryon in Japanese is $48,000 million, and
Mm-hmm.
another Umbreon that looks just as Horde, where he's looking down at his little peeps, is 180, and it's the exact same timeline. It's the exact same Pokemon, and the art is equally Horde.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make no fucking sense. Eladi Sards are dropping. It doesn't make no sense when the card is only 350 versus a card that has 458 million thousand. That still, it doesn't make no sense. None of this shit makes sense. Stop telling me about the pop. Stop telling me about the gnomes in the forest. You ate the mushrooms that I told you not to eat, and now you're hallucinating. That's
Well,
on you,
I'm just using the gnomes as a reference point because
bro. It is not black magic.
everyone who's deep in the hobby they're going to talk about pop, but pop doesn't matter. Like all that matters is what do the most people think is cool. Like that's all that matters. And right now it's 151 Charizard.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, okay, it doesn't take a covenant to understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably the one that told me this. There's so much more marketing and budget behind the Johto Jake pack, aka the Altars, and the new. Why would they
Mm-hmm.
market the old shit? Like,
Yep.
I'll send you a link today. I was telling you about reverse hollows from 2015. Yes, they're one per box. Yes, the box is $4,000. Yes, those cards are $10 raw. I see value, but also who's going to promote a 2015 random product that randomly got released? Like, there's no money behind it. Forget the pop, forget all of that. We
Mm-hmm.
should have known. It should have been literally this simple. Moonbryon 1100, Charizard 300. That's it. You
Mm-hmm.
overthought it. If that's it, that should have been the entire thing. This Charizard has room to grow because it's a Charizard, and there's a comparable card that's selling for 1,300. So
Hmm.
this at 300 does not make sense. That's it. The hobby is not moving. It's not playing 4 moves ahead. They literally is like that. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is it. This is the next that.
Well, it's I think it's also what I'm learning is it's important to what the card that will go up is the one that needs the least explanation.
Yep.
Like whenever you're like, oh yeah, Lottie, it's out of 5,000, it was released and all that, and it's like people are already lost. It's like, why are you telling me all this stuff? And with Moonbryon, it's like, oh yeah, it's an Umbreon card. It's the best card in Evolving
That's
Skies.
it.
And it's like, okay, I'm opening Evolving Skies.
That's it.
What am I doing? Oh, you're
Right,
gonna want to pull the Moonbryon. They're like, okay, yeah. It's the same thing
bro.
with
Even evolving
151. It's like,
skies.
what are we trying to pull? Oh, the Charizard.
Yeah,
That's like nothing else is mentioned
that's it.
ever. Yeah.
That's it. The
So it
set
should be obvious.
151. The name is genius. 151.
Hmm.
That's it. You have to explain nothing. All this
Nothing at
other
all.
shit, Mirager of the Forest, Creeper of that shit ain't it.
Hmm.
Also, evolving skies sealed has to go up because I almost feel like people don't have that many data points. Like, have you ever tried to make a decision but you only have 2 options? You know,
Hmm.
like they tell you, it's like, hey, you're going out with a dude or a man. It's like, damn, dude, I don't. I mean, shit, these are my 2 options. I mean, I guess I have to pick, but that's kind of how people are. People are like, what do I invest in? Except
Yep.
they don't know shit. So all they know is Umbreon and Chari. That's it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you are collecting XY full arts in Unlimited. You know way too much. You've done too much reading of the scrolls and too much eating of the forest dwellers. Your wench needs more quality time with you. You're undervaluing your wench. Stop.
Yeah. 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 But the
All tarts,
mushrooms are so
that's it.
delicious.
All tarts, people like it. Umbreon is 1300. Chars are 300. That's it. Go back to sleep.
Hmm.
Go back to sleep. You figured it all out.
I'm
Let's
gonna stay
catch
in
up.
the forest and look at Unlimies.
Catch up with the chat. Julia, what's up? Thanks for tuning
What
in.
up, Julia?
Jackson says young Whimsy needs to turn his wizard brain off. I never will. Basic says demand greater than supply. Uh,
Mason
okay.
had a
Mason Berry,
question.
finally a good comment. Mason says, Wizards, real question. Why does content equal credible business? That's a great question. You see, a lot of people think Mason is a credible business.
Hmm.
Why?
He
Because
makes
he has a little
content.
YouTube channel? Why? Because he spends a little time with you every week? Why? How do I know that Mason's not a big capper? You don't. It's all perception. It's all spells and smoke. Or even us. How do you guys know I even flip cards? I could just be some joker that went to Party City.
Hmm.
You guys don't know nothing in reality. But that's perfect because nobody has time for this because nobody takes this shit serious. Nobody goes deep. Only you with that's why you have that beard. People are casuals, which means they spend 5 to 10 minutes max, you
Hmm.
know? So that's my opinion.
Yeah, I've spent way too much time in the forest, but I am whimsical and I do like to get lost amongst the trees and the fairies. The beautiful XY full arts.
Um, let's keep it pushing. What else we got? Let's keep it pushing.
Yeah, I
You know,
guess
I guess
like
go ahead, go ahead.
I was
I
just
can go off, bro. I'm hot. You triggered me. Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, I was just is it just like the extra effort to put your face out there and that's why people trust you as a business?
Yeah, but then a lot of these dudes end up being scammers and shit. Like, I don't know, man.
That's true.
I also think somebody could scam you, but they weren't scammers before. Like somebody could just be fed up or be in a financial situation
Hmm.
and become a scammer that didn't want to scam you, or somebody that you like bought cards for, or sometimes like you end up in business situations where it's nobody's fault and it just kind of goes left. Like if I sell you a card and it's expensive and the card gets cracked and now you have an attitude, like it's understandable. I mean, it could be avoided, but it's nothing. I mean, it cracked on the way. What can you do? It's kind of like, it's just, I think a lot of dudes are broke and so they can't afford to take hits. And, and so it becomes a bigger deal than it is,
Hmm.
you know? Because if you have 100K and you lose 2K, you're not gonna cancel the guy. You might give him a chance. Okay, pay it off or whatever. But if you're playing with your last 3K and something happens or somebody's not refunding you now, it's like, oh, get the torch, you know.
Yeah,
So
time to light them up on Instagram and call the cops.
yeah, um, but sometimes they have happy endings. Sometimes the misunderstandings and shit like that. But I don't
Hmm.
know.
That won't
I
stop us from talking shit about them, though.
yeah. Okay, Jackson
Hmm.
says, Ernie, I will pay you 100% if you can sign your collection to meet trust, not exit scamming. I mean, shit, that beats
Well,
James, so I'll take that. Yeah,
I
let's
met
do
him in
that.
person. He's pretty cool, pretty trustworthy. I think
Yeah,
you should
I got good
do that.
reviews.
Hmm.
Good reviews. What else is on? What else is on my mind about the Hab? I don't know, man. I guess I'm hoping that the boom reaches vintage too.
It is. I mean, you just showed me the Stormfront Chari going up,
My
the
Stormfront,
Japanese
yeah,
one. Yeah.
yeah. That's one I didn't want to sell for 550. I was like, how? And then recent sales are like 700, then 900. So it'd be
Yeah.
great.
If only you thought that way about modern too. I can't sell this for 325. Come on. So many memories with the homies.
No, but it's also like it's weird, right? Because like it's hard to time it. For example, if I think there's a mini boom or a mini spending, discretionary spending boom or whatever, then I should auction everything, right? I should just
Hmm.
auction everything, 5 day auction, everything, a 10 day auction. But then it could be the beginning of the boom or LOL. Like it sounds so dumb. Like like I feel like a business would never. Like Prob's team doesn't care about the boom. James doesn't care about the boom. These dudes are just selling every week. But when you have some of these cards that are moving large amounts, bro, the Chari went from 550 to 950 in 3 days.
Hmm.
So do I sell right away, insta to double? Yes. But then also, what if it goes to 15? Like that's the greed. What is it? The greed cycle, or what? The greed and fear cycle.
Hmm.
Um, and to be honest with you, bro, like seeing these cars have a mini moment and have this boom, and seeing the Venusaur go from 100 to 300, 200, whatever it was, it kind of made me feel like, oh my god, I have to work. Like I
Hmm.
actually can't ignore the opportunity, because when the shit starts moving, it starts moving, and you got to jump on that train. Otherwise, you're just over there broke. Um, so I'm kind of in this weird spot where I was literally 1 foot out the door of the hobby, but now everything's moving super hardcore. And I mean, I do have this particular set of skills, so I'm kind of back for greed. I'm not gonna
Hmm.
hold you guys. I'm greedy. I just want to print.
Yep.
Um, but I guess that's I don't know. I don't know if that's too real or whatever. But like, yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
not trying to PC right now. I'm trying to flip.
every single flipper would say the same thing. I mean, you wouldn't be able to deny it. I mean, why is Bulbasaur here, or why is anyone else here? Like, sure they have a little collection, but it's their business now. Like they're solely here for the money. So
Yeah, Bulbasaur's here for the money, man. Of course. And I mean, he collects though. He has the ponchos and stuff, right?
I think he's a Bulbasaur collector, but yeah, I don't know. I don't.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's yeah. It's better than collecting Raikou though. Shout out to
Yeah, that's
Cooley.
true. I think anything's better than collecting Raikou. Maybe not Palkia.
No.
Palkia collecting has to be probably one of the darkest.
Um. Let's see. Let's see. So I went on a little bit of a life side quest. My cat got pretty sick, and I guess just a public service announcement to anybody who has a cat, especially if they're a little older. You got to watch their diet extremely carefully, and you got to make sure you monitor their like diet, because like if you feed them junk food when they're older, it can have harmful effects. And just a public service. I know a lot of people have cats here, I'm sure, in the hobby.
Hmm.
So if you have an older kitty, you might want to start spending a little bit more for that better food and get them a blood test and stuff like that because a lot of stuff can be avoided. Um, Thankfully, my kitty is good. That definitely was stressing me. You end up
Hmm.
falling, having emotions for the cat. You've been around for so long, so um, it was definitely a good day bringing him home and just I guess go get your pets checked out, man. It's better to be ahead of it. Um,
Yeah, he'd be good with this wizard costume too. It's like a little cat, like if you just sat on your shoulder.
he's a demon. He wants to go outside already. The vet told me he can't go outside, and the dude's like
Yeah,
literally going crazy. Like it's a rich, bro. He does it. So
yeah.
um,
I met him, and he's definitely a full time side quester. Like these.
full time outside cat is demon. But the reason I brought it up is because I kind of had this moment where my cat was at the vet, right? And then I like walked by my uncut sheet and I saw the uncut sheet. And obviously, I really like the uncut sheet. Not to obviously, I love it. You know what I'm saying? I got a great deal from a friend. I'm not planning to sell it at all.
Hmm.
But it was like if I needed the money for cat medication or whatever, it would snap get sold, right?
Hmm.
Because it just put in perspective like that's way more important than a piece of paper. You know what I'm saying? Or any card that I own. If there was any sort of health issue with my girl or my parents or anything like that, bro, it would immediately get sold. And like before, I guess I knew I would, but like now kind of going through the cat thing, I'm like for sure I'll sell it 100% because I actually kind of was like, this might sound weird, but I was like almost like upset that I had it, or in a weird way. I was like, why am I spending all this energy on hobby shit? And like my cat was sick and I didn't even notice. Like it made me feel, I don't know if it's probably just I need to talk to my therapist, but you know what I'm saying? Like it made me feel like it was just a piece of paper and
Hmm.
that I had spent way too much time like worried about finding a fucking uncut sheet when it's like, it didn't help my cat. It's not gonna help my girl. It's not gonna. It's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
selfish. It made me feel selfish almost that I had $1,000 thing on the wall. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if y'all could relate to that, but
I mean, I
but
definitely relate to it. Like sometimes I, I don't know. Like sometimes you're like hanging out with people and you don't necessarily want to spend 50 to 150 bucks or whatever on like an outing for like an experience or something like, oh, this band's coming in town, or let's go to the Wizard World in Orlando, that sort of stuff. And then it's like whenever those things pop up, I'm like, why don't I want to spend 150 on this like
hmm
technically once in a lifetime, for this time frame opportunity, but I'll buy
it's
a
eight
hip
hundred
a
dollar card.
hypno,
Yeah.
yeah, or something like that instead, like off the bat, like.
Yep. Yep.
And it's like, dang, I really need to get my head examined if I'm trying to throw life experiences away for cards, or to keep. I want my card budget to be this amount. I can't spend it on life experiences. And it's like anyone outside the hobby be like, man, you got this completely fucked up. Like it's
No,
upside
but
down, your thought process.
no, 100%. But not. I mean, you make a really good point with the life experience, but I'm talking about like the company of somebody could be a life experience, right?
No, yeah,
Like
exactly. Yep.
like you have a dog, you love your dog, right? You know what it's like to walk in the house and the dog is like cannot believe you're back and you love the dog. Like it loves you, you love the dog. Like it's standard, right?
Hmm.
So you're never gonna get that love from an uncut sheet. You're never a card is never gonna ever compare to anything like that.
I mean, unless your imagination's really good.
No, but like even if it's a card that let's say like I have a card I pulled with my dad, right? And I have a memory because my dad used to buy me packs and he was always a great father. Like he really was the GOAT. And
Hmm.
I'm sure I threw most of the cards he bought me away. I just threw them away or sold them. But this one I kept. and it wasn't even my favorite card, but I have a memory tied to it. So to me, it's a special card to me. I wouldn't sell it just because it has that memory. I remember where I was with my pops, yada yada,
Hmm.
right? But if my pops was sick, I would snap sell it. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not better
Yeah.
than the real thing. It's not like even my cat, dude. Like my cat coming home and purring and sleeping in his own bed and not being dead is so much better than any
Hmm.
card. You get what I'm saying? Like I paid the big ass vet bill happily. I was happy to pay it. I didn't haggle with the vet. I wasn't like, can you do 80%? I was happy to pay it. And it just made me realize like the money like actually takes care of your people in a way that the cards will never take care of your people and can't take care of you. And it's just a fucking inanimate object. I'm sorry, guys. My bad. I know it's dark, but you know what I'm saying? It really is, though. Like, it's not that they couldn't do nothing for me to have an uncut sheet if my cat passed away. It wouldn't
Hmm.
console me in any way. It's just a thing. It's just a you know what I'm saying? Like if you have a bad time, my I'll console you, you know what I'm saying? Or my girl will be like, no, come here, like let's talk, like you'll be all right, whatever, right? Like a card can't do that. Like it's not a thing. Like I don't know. So I agree with you. I think like life moments are to be always like preferred over a card. And
Hmm.
I also think that I mean we talked about this before, but just neglecting the people around you for inanimate objects is it's not it, in my opinion. Like you can always wait. Like I could have got my Elottie next year, dude. It would have been fine.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? They're like, I mean, I'm not saying I overpay. I mean, I think I'm happy what I got, what I paid for it. But like, if you're putting off a family trip to get a card, relax. You can always get that next year. Like, just take
Hmm.
your kids to Disney and shit. Like, it's way better. Um,
Yeah. I definitely agree. Yeah. I mean, you are you sure you shouldn't have haggled with the vet? I mean,
I probably could have
you
could
throw in
have
a
got it
low
down a
ball or
little bit.
something. Yeah. Yeah. That's what we need to do. We need to make content where we just go like IRL vendor POV. It's like we're just ordering a hot dog on the street. It's like, hey man, you take 70. Take
Yeah,
or you just do super serious situations like, yeah, here's your bill for your cancer treatment. The hospital next door, they're at this. Here's last comps, 80%.
last comps is dark.
Yeah.
Um, all right, we got Jackson says pet insurance is goaded. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Jackson says, this is why I always bless the homies. People will always be there and stupid cards won't. Okay, that's a little dark.
Whoa.
Could have done without the stupid,
Little
but
too far. Yep.
um yeah, I mean, I guess this pod is about like what we're going through, right? And so that's something that definitely made me think about what's important. And and also, bro, like I was thinking, like it's important to have like life goals, it's important to have something that you're working towards. And I'm actually like really really proud of you for how your business has grown and how you're able to take like bigger risk and dip your toes in more plays, because I know like where you started, and I know you worked really hard to be able to be more pillory. I'm not saying you're a pillar, relax. I'm just saying like
Please.
I'm seeing the growth, and I also know you've been collecting a lot less, and you've been grinding even when everybody, mostly me, was acting like a little um elf. So proud of you, man. Good shit. Congrats, and let me know if you need me to stream for your hold your nuts or whatever. I'm here. All right.
Yeah, just the nuts. I'll handle the streaming. But yeah,
Um,
appreciate it, dude.
yeah, dude, you're killing it.
Hope, I'm
Fucking
happy.
pussy.
I really am happy. Your cat's. He's a cool cat. So I'm not a big cat guy, but he's got that dog in him. If you know what I mean. He's an awesome cat compared
Yeah,
to
he's the
Mason's
best.
cats or just like other normal cats.
Yeah, it was kind of like a sad moment because I went to pick him up on Friday and he wasn't ready to come home. So, but he wanted to come home. So he was in a little cage or whatever, and he was rubbing against me in the cage, but obviously he can't leave. He was on fluids and a bunch of shit.
Hmm.
So bringing him home today, like, was you could tell he was so stoked to be home, bro. You could tell he was just like walking everywhere. He
Oh
ate.
yeah.
He was over there. Then he chilled in the sun. I realized he hadn't gotten sun in a couple days. He was in the sun,
Oh yeah. I
just
bet.
just basking, dude, at home. Like, and I know we all go through shit on the hobbies and escape, but it's if you have a boring day at home, you have a good life. Like, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like the fact that we're all here collecting cards means that most of our days are not spent in a hospital or in some fucking in some, alternate forest.
Yeah. None of us have had to chase after an antelope for food. I think that's a pretty big dub.
Yeah. Um, Let me see. You got anything else? What else you got, bro? You got anything you
Mm,
want to chill or pump or anything? Should we drop hit that like button, you guys. If you're here, hit that like button. We're trying to take you guys to a different dimension, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
We're trying to
my anti-sweating spell has worn off, so I'm a water mage now.
Yeah, dude, you can take the costume off. I couldn't even
I
do it with
it's
this light, dude. I was
it's not a costume.
oh that's oh
Yeah,
oh
I didn't want to bring it up, but yeah, the side quests have been a little crazy recently.
oh.
Yeah.
Let me link the Discord. I'm gonna link the Discord in the chat in case anybody's not in there. Go ahead and tap in with us. We're probably gonna go in there later and watch Mason play that stupid game with the TCG shop.
Too far, dude. That's one of the most in-depth, well-built games that have ever been released for PC. So you just don't get it. You don't understand the
I
feeling
don't.
of working all day at a card shop and then you have the blessing to be able to go home to your safe space and just pick work right back up again.
I look like a wizard that just finished prom.
Yeah, yeah. You look like a homeless guy I saw on 6th Street the other night.
Um, are y'all doing card party?
Can you do card party?
What do you
What
think,
is
man?
doing
What do you think?
card party?
Are we going to card party?
Oh, I'll have to check my busy schedule. I think we're fighting a dragon during the Tampa one. That's scheduled, and then I think we're raiding like a lost temple for Seattle. So I'm not sure if we're. I don't know. It's we're pretty booked out through 2030. So
All right, Smith. We're gonna answer 3 more chat questions, and then I'm gonna do a small rant, and then we're gonna shorter down.
perfect.
3 chat questions. I'm gonna let you pick them because I don't want to have no control over my future. Okay, you could pick the next 3 chat questions. The only thing I ask is no basic trainer questions. Yeah, that's fine.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And if we don't have any questions in chat,
We can do wild speculation. You want to do wild speculation? We haven't speculated, dude. I got some, I got some wild speculation, dude.
Okay.
Can I go first?
Yeah, go first. Go first.
Okay, Chad. I predict that this modern boom will not touch any half art card, except for those where there's a Pikachu in clothing. If you think your T-Tar from Diamond and Pearl is about to 3x, again, I've been wrong about every single thing since the beginning of the forest, but I believe that this little boom is limited to alt arts, full arts, and Pikachu with clothes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that in a year.
My wild speculation is that felt hat Pikachu's will be at 400 by the end of the year.
Yeah, yeah, isn't it already over?
That's actually not that wild of a speculation.
Yeah, that's
Hold
not
on,
even wild. That's
let me
just
reach
regular.
$1,000.
There we go. 1,000.
$1,000 the day after Christmas. All right, yeah, that should. Jackson has a question. Most dusted Pikachu buys of 2024.
I don't even care, bro. I don't know. I don't even know
Yeah.
what he's asking. Like, I don't even. I can't.
Sorry, I saw a question mark and I got really excited and hopped on it because it was the only one in the past few chats. But Jackson, you let us down. I'm not getting any younger, as you
No,
can see.
no,
This question was terrible.
it's okay.
Good job.
He, it's all right. It's whatever, bro. He's
Jackson, you
trying his best.
suck. Never come
Yep.
back to the stream. I never want to see your face in person again.
All right. Okay, that's your
Okay.
actual real life homie, dude. You're
Oh
cracking
yeah,
up.
that's
All
my.
right.
Sorry.
Sorry, guys.
I didn't mean to go
He's
dark
method
wizard on you,
acting.
Jackson.
Method actors sometimes crash out. This is a well-known thing. Jake Smith is a known method actor. That's why he doesn't. He's been in Wizard Land this whole week. It's been actually pretty unnerving. But hopefully after the show, hit that like button for Jake Smith. I mean, Jesus Christ, no man is
I
more committed to the hobby.
I slept in that tree with the face. So, and the bed
Wait,
was
that's your
made.
house? Your house
Yeah,
is
the
a
bed was made for a fairy. So I did not get good sleep last night. That's my fault. Jackson, I apologize. I love you. Please ask better questions. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really got any plays for you guys. The only play that seems to be this actually blows me away how the hobby is just the same thing every time, but dudes act like it's not. Like literally, guys, this is literally every 2 months, and dudes forget. Dudes in the hobby have this literally short-term memory. Like they don't remember. This is every 2 months. Ready? Yo, new Pikachu fool! I promise we're gonna print. And then Thrifty's like, yeah, we're gonna print. And then Smith is like, we're printing. And then some genius in voice every 2 months will go, yo, what if we send it to Becky and get a black label, fool? Like it never dawned on him 2 months ago. You just did this with the other Pikachu. But now it's like, oh my God, what if we, everybody's like, oh my God, Dios mío, what if we black label it? Every 2 months, I got to have the same conversation. Yes, if you could black label it, send it to Becky. Yes. What are we talking about? It'll be like this. It'll be like, I love hot dogs. Hypothetic, I don't. But let's say I'm the number
You
one
do.
fan of hot dogs, and then you hand me a hot dog. What the fuck do you think is gonna happen to the hot dog, dude? It's gonna be like a praying mantis with a bug, dude. I'm eating that thing. Pause if needed. My fault. What I'm saying is, why do we keep talking about the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over? Hey, do I agree with PSA or do I agree with CGC? Oh, you could get a pristine at CGC. Oh, that's interesting. It's probably a premium.
I like that. That was a good one. Wait, let me do one real quick.
Okay.
Yo, did you see the new set has a Chari in it? Oh, what are we gonna do with that? That's crazy. Hey, did you know that on Whatnot I can sell the Chari for 20% more than it's worth? Oh, not as
That's
good as yours,
crazy.
but
Yo,
it's
Smith,
pretty
you know what we should
crazy.
do with that Chari? We should maybe try to get a black label of Beckett. You think about that yet?
I don't know, dude. I mean, I've been looking at some cards, and I don't know. The edges are they're a little rough. I don't know the print quality. Have you thought about the print quality?
Okay,
Maybe
well, we're
send the
losing
CGC.
viewers fast, so we're gonna have to pivot. Apparently, people don't like when you tell them the truth. Now, Jake Smith, I guess that's kind of a trigger. I think that was triggers because that is triggering, dude. Like, guys, we've been here 4 years. If it's a black label, send it to Beckett. That's it.
And get
Look
it
at the card.
9.5.
Look at it. When I got the 40 Mew EXs, no flex, none of them went to Beckett because none of them didn't have dots. Because all the TCG players picked through it. But since we're dropping viewers like a waterfall, I'm gonna chill and let's go into something more positive. Like one of the homies, Julia's going to Japan. Congratulations.
Oh,
Says I'm
sick.
flying to Japan to buy cards. Am I dusted? No, you're not dusted. Congrats. That's the I mean,
It would be dusted to have that opportunity, but decide to stay home.
Honestly, Julia, I'm really sorry, but I just don't think there's any deals in Japan. I don't know. I don't know, fool. Good luck.
Do they
Find me
even
some
have cards
posters.
over there?
I don't know, dude.
Great poster deals for sure. Definitely bring extra space in your bag for some posters.
Son of a Merc says Meowth promo from Generations deck. That's gonna be $30 in a 10. Thank you very much, John. Julia says she's a bit worried. Nah, it'll be fine. Japan's progressive. Have fun. Eat all the weird shit and don't worry so much about cards. Everything's raw plus grading in a 10 anyway. Just have fun, enjoy, get drunk and shit. I know some of the bars are really cool. Kai was telling me some of the bars are really dope, like small, and you get faded with strangers and shit. And also the food, the culture. Like, I don't know. If I went to Japan, I'd be in a temple somewhere meditating. I wouldn't want to be at Akibani card shop.
Amen, brother.
That's what I do every day. Like, I'm chilling. But oh, nice. She flexed on us. She said she's been there 20 times. Okay, well, there you go. God bless. Thrifty bought 50 Pikachus. Pillar shit.
Oh.
Pikachu says goldfish brain. That's the hobby. Yep. So that's where we're at, man. That's where we're at. You know. I think we would be doing our chat a disservice if we didn't give them a free play. And since this week's free play is so no-brainer and obvious, it's kind of a free roll for us, Jake Smith, because everyone already knows about it. So now we get to give people a free play, but it didn't cost us nothing because everybody knows about it.
Okay. Yep.
Dear chat, you might have heard about this electric mouse. Very popular. It was the main Pokemon of the franchise. It's called Pikachu. If you read the scrolls in the forest, it foretold that any Pikachu card in plastic gets you more than raw. This is just what the lore foretold. If you where's my camera? You are not grading the new Pikachu in English, Japanese, Taiwanese, Lapanese, Portuguese, Weebanese, Lingurese, every language, you're leaving money on the table, and your wench is not gonna like that. So get on it. All right, stop thinking. It's a Pikachu. It's a secret rare. There's nothing to think about. Cut it out. Buy it.
Relax. Yeah.
Sell it. That's it. What do you think?
If you want to make your wench happy and the barmaids and everyone in your life you care about happy, you should probably be grading Pikachu. That is it.
Oh, you heard about this Typhlosion leak, dude? You heard about this?
No, dude, I'm not caught up on the sussy lore. Apparently, there's some sussy lore behind some of these Pokemons.
Okay, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. What I heard, Jay Smith, is that Typhlosion, something happened where he like fell in love with a human girl, and then she had his baby because it was before the time that Pokemon and humans didn't breed. And so Typhlosion had the baby, and I believe, I don't know, but I believe that baby did not make it. Something happened to the baby.
Oh.
I don't know. Again, but then again, it's like people are making such a big deal about it because number one, it's unreleased lore. They clearly didn't like that story. That's like if I write a draft of my mixtape and then that gets released.
Yeah,
don't do that. That's a draft. That shit ain't the fire. The fire's gonna get dropped. You get me? It's like it's not even fair to Pokemon to release their draft. And to them, it's probably like, bro, you know how many stupid lore stories we pass on relentless about random shit, and like we just pass on it. You can't blame Pokemon on something they passed on. That ain't right. But then also people are like, oh, it's gonna bring back Typhlosion because now Typhlosion is edgy. Dude, Typhlosion gonna stay mid for the entirety of middom. The mid-kingdom king is Typhlosion. Nobody wants Typhlosion. Respectfully to my Gen 3 or 2 or whatever it is. 2.
So you can't even remember.
It's mid. Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying, dude. But
that's
for
pretty
like
cool.
30 seconds, maybe I thought that it could help, but go ahead. Yeah,
I mean, the lady that slept with him and wanted to live a peaceful life with Typhlosion, I mean, she's pretty accepting, which I feel like a lot of the people in the hobby can learn from that story. I mean, furries are people too. Apparently, Pokemon can breed with people, so are Pokemon people too? Oh no, that's unreleased lore. Sorry, we're digging way too deep into the scrolls that were never released.
Unreleased. It's not real. It's not what they put down on the pen, on the paper, on the final draft.
Well, it was on
You know?
paper. That
No,
may
but
have been the issue that people are worried about. Is it was written down
it's
in
a
a
deleted
scroll.
scene, though, dude.
Hmm.
That's not in the movie. It's a deleted scene. You know, it's an alternate scene. I don't know.
What do you think about the alternate scene?
I think it's really, really, really dumb. And
Mm.
there's no reason to bring sex into Pokemon, and they probably scrapped it the first meeting. It's probably completely not
Oh
even.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
totally agree. Yep.
you know, but some other Pokemon had some sussy lore. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Also, the sprites got released. I don't know if you saw that, but there was like a bunch of alternate sprites. Did you see that?
Yeah, I didn't delve too deep into it because I wanted to look at them with you. But
Well, my legal counsel, Squeeze Game World, told me we should not put that on the screen. But we could talk about it. We can give our opinion. Basically, bro, it was mid. Um,
all I saw was a rabbit with a little floating device around it or something like that. It was
it
all
wasn't the final. It wasn't the final product. I'm really sorry, chat, but like, it ain't the final product.
yeah. It was pretty
It's like,
bad.
I mean, that just goes to show you how bored we are, bro. There's literally nothing going on. It's like, oh no, some sprites got released. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
like, are we out here looking at sprites every day? No. Like, yeah, some of those sprites are nostalgic, and now they're putting them on beta test cards and stuff, and selling us the sprites. And I guess it's a good year to be a sprite. But y'all ain't getting me with sprites. Like, I want a good artwork that took hours and hours and hours for Arita to finish the shading. I don't want sprites. Stop trying to sell me Unagabas and shit, guys. Like, sell me good art, that
Mhm.
represents the IP, that represents the character, the species, or whatever. Like in a good way. Like, there's so much great art in Pokemon, but then dudes want to buy felt hat Pikachu. It's just literally Pikachu like this.
Beautiful card.
I mean, I get it, but sometimes I feel like people collect for other people. Like, it's like, oh, other people will like this, but like, I don't
That's
know.
what
I also think
collecting is, right?
yeah,
Or
I,
no?
I don't think that's what collecting is. I think it's a private thing. And I think like when you make it public, then there's all this like pressure to have a collection. It's like, oh, you can't have it. Even me, bro. I told Quilly the other day, I'm the worst. Literally, I'm the worst thing that have happened to the hobby. Quilly,
Hmm.
God bless his heart, he posted a PSA 9, and I was like, yo, wrong grade, rookie. Like, I'm toxic. I'm
Yeah.
toxic, dude. You know why am I like this?
It's pretty funny though. I mean, he
Yeah,
knows you don't really mean it,
no,
right?
I don't care.
You
I
don't
don't
really
really
mean
care.
it.
No, I don't really care. I actually think like 9 collectors, they actually love the hobby. I think 10 collectors are completely heartless. Um,
Hmm.
so,
Well, I
um,
am, so yeah, not wrong there.
well, what else you got? You want to talk about any of your side quests or anything? You wanna maybe start thinking about tucking yourself back into the treehouse or what? Maybe the chat has some questions, but I'm about to
I don't
ready to
know.
close
I'm
it down.
just with all the. It seems like the more and more. I mean, maybe it is this way for you too, but like the more I'm doing this thing, the less time I have to like spend thinking about it. So
Mm-hmm.
like for example, new set comes out, 151. Okay, buy all the Charis, sell all the Charis. All right,
Mm-hmm.
next set, Surging Sparks, buy all the Pikachus, sell all the Pikachus. But like I guess like the main flipping quest has gotten really stale and boring for me, but I definitely am enjoying like I feel like it's freed up time where I can just dive into the dustiest things possible that I actually enjoy, like you with posters, or I like looking into and trying to find crazy Yu-Gi-Oh deals because no one's really looking in that direction. So I don't know. It's fun to like look in directions that no one's looking in and places you think are cool. Like I did add a PC item recently for like $200, but it was like the Tyranitar Prime from Reviving Legends Unlimited for like $200, and like last comps of first set is like 200 to 250, but the pop of Unlimited of that T-Tar is like 17 to 19. I'd never even seen one, which is why I'm bringing up Pop. And like first set is like 380. So it's like just stuff like that where it's like, oh, I can still find Pokemon cards I've never even seen exist before, and it got listed for less than the one that's the most populous. I don't know. It just like feels like a casual side quest where it like pops up and you're like, oh, that's sick. I didn't even know like there's none on eBay, there's none for sale anywhere, and oh, there's a 10. Boop, purchase. So I don't know. It's like everyone running after these alt arts is almost like a blessing to be able to find and look in places that most people aren't looking. You can actually find some cool stuff. But not saying the char from 151's not super cool. All I'm saying is everybody has it.
So you think like maybe you just gotten better at at I guess your process, and so that gives you more time to kind of fly around and do your shit and have fun.
I think
Um,
so.
I mean, I think that speaks to your passion, man. Because like, if you're, I know you're working, you know, so like to have extra time to also dust around, like that just speaks to your passion. And I think that's why
Hmm.
you're still in the hobby. Uh, but that's good. That's good. Yeah, I don't know. I think the posters just kind of satisfied my buying habits because I was just buying all the time. And so I just couldn't stop buying, but I wanted to spend less and I wanted to buy more for me. Dude, my total poster budget of for everything is probably under $200.
Hmm.
Probably less. Like honestly, probably less. I spent like on frames. I mean, I don't count the uncut sheet. I'm talking about the poster. Like with the uncut sheet and everything, probably under 500 though. And so like, dude, I bought $500 slabs for PC. So it's like when you put it in perspective, it's like we were talking about earlier. It's like I'm easily dropping 500 on a slab, but I'm not dropping 500 to completely fill my room with all the hardest posters. Like, why not?
Hmm.
It's the same thing. I'm enjoying nerd culture, right? I'm enjoying my favorite IPs. It's just through a different medium, and also other people can enjoy it too. Like when people come in my office, they're like, "Oh, that's sick," or whatever, or maybe they think I'm a virgin. I don't know. But the point is, like, there's an impression that's left. Um,
That
where
is a risk
cards,
you take as a poster collector.
yeah, I mean, it's whatever. I don't care what no. I mean, but like even with my PC, like some people don't like it, or some people might not understand it. Like I'll show it to one of my skateboard friends, and he doesn't know that the Elottie is an Elottie. He just Charizard. Oh, my
Hmm.
favorite was like my homie told me the other day. Oh, that's cool. My favorite was Venusaur. I was like,
Hmm.
okay, like you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
all right, like cool, man. Like, so I think it's ultimately personal, and I'm happy with the things I've accumulated. But like I said earlier, I'm kind of realizing how they're kind of just material things, and realizing more that your business model or like retro or the homies that are have treated it more like a business, like you guys are building more tangible, I guess, like a machine over just collecting a thing. Like a business is more valuable than a thing, right?
Yeah.
um
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of realized the machine just wasn't for me though. Like I'm kind of changing the business up to where like I'll probably send more to CGC now to try to get, extra money for, I mean, I've been sending the mintiest stuff to PSA because I'm just dusted and I don't want to deal with Beckett, but I totally forgot that CGC is there and pristines are doing crazy amounts. It's like, why would I send a perfect card to PSA when I can just slide it over to CGC and actually get some sort of premium for how perfect it is over the average 10? But like, I feel like more like I mean, it's not the best way to put it. I'm sure there's some other metaphor, but like I feel like a dump truck in a way where I'm finding good sand, I pick it up and I move it over and I sell it, like dump it off and sell it. Whereas like I wouldn't compare myself to Retro or Dan or anyone who's like they have their, you know, all their mechanisms in place. They're more like a factory in a way. Um, because with my job, I'm just kind of like thinking about this a little less and spending a little bit less time on it. So like mine's more like I don't know, it's like less refined in a way these days. Um, like I'm pretty much moving my whole eBay just to raw cards, and then just consigning the rest. Um, but yeah, it's definitely we're still in it, just a little out of it as far as actually personally shipping out orders.
No. You're being humble, bro. You're cooking right now. You're cooking right now. You have a full time, and you're making your boss a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're grinding, and you're giving the alt-art buyers a lot of joy. And for that reason, you deserve to treat yourself to $750 Alakazams on a Tuesday. And I'm just happy that everything's worked out for you. I'm happy that you still have not become a live streamer yet. No shade. No shade to anybody who has.
Mm-hmm.
Thrifty, I love you. Ray, platonically, I love you. Okay? No shade. Weedle is a multi-gazillion billionaire. So obviously, live streamers have a right to exist. Okay? Before we go, I'd like to show you guys a couple of images, and then we're gonna share her down. So, chat, thank you guys for being here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the Discord. I think I already put it in the chat, but I just want to show you guys two images to better understand where this came from. To provide some context here.
Some context.
So this is the first image. See, this is what friendship is all about, folks.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't seen bro in a while, but you hang out and it's exactly the same. And this is it. This is what you're looking for. You want friends.
Beautiful.
You want friends that are willing to do dumb shit with you, because those costumes cannot be worn by a card. Here's another one that I really like. Me and bro bumping into each other, not knowing the lore we were about to create. And Jake Smith, I think this was us a short 4 months ago, starting this pod.
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing that we would become the main clowns of the Pokemon TCG. We didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? This is just the beginning of our lore. After this, we can maybe become something else. And after we're gone, what we will become, y'all can't even imagine. And with that,
hopefully wizards.
Hopefully non-sussy wizards that touch each other under the ropes. And on that note, Jake Smith, thank you for being here. Chat, thank you for being here. Throw those cap emojis, hit that like, and we're gonna shoot it down. Jake Smith.
Thanks everybody. Thanks for coming along. I know I don't look normal today due to all the side questing, but I love you all just as much as I love a nicely made, freshly made potion.
Or staff.
Yes. Or the perfect staff that fits so well in your hand that it felt like it was destined to be there.
Yo, speaking of that, you ever got like a staph infection from holding the staff?
No.
We can talk about it. We can talk about it off stream. You're good. All right,
Yeah.
buddy. Have a good one. And I shut her down.
Shut her down.